Boxers prepare, train, and have many plans and options that they can whip out on a fight night. They study their opponents, practice various combinations and moves, and they prepare consistently and extensively for their fights in order to win. Put systems in place and follow them until you get what you want. Keep what works, get rid of what does not work, and put in what will work better. Then repeat continuously. Have a plan, be strategic, know and visualize how you want the end to look, and plan accordingly. Have an order to things. Take one step at a time. Have direction, create flow. Know what comes next, step by step. That's how it's done, one step at a time. Always have a plan and a backup plan as well. It's funny, I don't know if you ever get with your stuff and you sit at your computer and you get overwhelmed. Does that ever happen where you're like, oh my God, I have so much to do? I'm sure that happens with you. And then you're like, so I do this. I go, Julie, one thing at a time. Just separate your stuff. I move it and I go, what are you working on right now? And I pull it and then I move things and I go, you are not working on that. You are working on this. Like, you got to be so specific with yourself. So you break it down, because multitasking is a fallacy. We can't do all 20 things at once. We got to do one of the things at a time to do it well. Okay, preparation is key. Being well prepared means you're taking things seriously. Put systems in place, stick to them, continuously evaluate and reflect on what's working, what's not, right? That's integrity. Consistently look. Reflection is the highest level of learning. I tell you guys that all the time, and nobody wants to reflect. Nobody wants to go to the end of their day. You can listen to Think and Grow Rich, all the big books, everything. It's like visualize, manifest, think of what you want. Any athlete, every athlete has a coach, right? And every athlete rehearses before they go into their game, fight, whatever. You got to rehearse. You got to see it being done. You see your event, all the people, thank you, Oscar, the finishing, when are you coming next? When do you do? You have the feeling of the end. You live in the feeling. That's the key. Is to live. So a lot of people go, I don't know what to think of in the meditation. I don't know what I'm thinking. I think of too much. I don't know what I want, right? We get so caught up in all of that. Just feel. It's not a thinking thing. It's a feeling thing. So it's like, how do I feel? Because me too, I get in the thinking. I'm only human. I'm generating that. So then I go, Jolie, generous present moment. I literally smell it. I have to like breathe in bliss to like generate it. So I have to go, Jolie, generate bliss, gratitude. And then I start thinking of like everyone thanking me, or I change someone's life. I see people smiling. I see like what I do that brings me joy. And then I start like smelling it. I have to smell it to bring it to me. It's just what I do. So I always share what I do to maybe, because I know it's so hard to meditate, because we think we're not doing it right. So everyone thinks they're not doing it right. And people are surprised when they manifest things. They're always like, I can't believe it, I manifested it. Like you're like, I wrote it down. No shit, Sherlock. Everybody manifests. We all manifest. You're all magicians. You just have to tap in. I compare myself to Abraham Hicks because she channels, but I don't have a channeler. But I think we all channel, because if you're tuned in, tapped in, and turned on, then I'm getting from the grace of God. It's like I am present. I'm not thinking, did I do it wrong? Do I look good? I'm sweating all over. I am sweating all over. But I don't think like, am I looking good? I'm caring about you and you and you. I'm here for you and present for you. Once I start thinking about me, like, did I get it right? Or did I, oops, I made a mistake. Did I say everything to, now you're out of the equation. Now it's about me, and the whole thing messes up. It's like how to be so present with people. That's why I don't need a script, because I know what your goals are. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to make a difference. I get present with, what am I doing here? That's really what I get present. What's the goal? What am I doing here? What do I need to deliver? And then I deliver it. So I get clear on what's the point? What's the goal? What's working? What's not working? You always want the perfect recipe. So everything you do, like when you're done with your event, give out feedback. How could it be different? What would you do next year? On a scale of 1 to 10, would you come back again? You know, so you get feedback, because you always want to make things just better and better and better. Know your end game, map out a strategic plan, right? You ever hear reverse engineer? Like I was telling Ava, book your flight, because she looked so nervous when she came the other day, because she had so much to do to get her whole family out. And she was like, she looked at me like I am underground. And I was like, just book your flight. Because once you book it, so in Landmark, we have the future gives you who you're being in the present. So even this little girl, she looked miserable today. I said, are you okay? She said, I have an algebra test tomorrow. I said, is it right now? She said, no. I said, then why are you so nervous? And we have a tendency to feel certain ways because of future events. that don't even happen. If I told you were going to jail next week, you'd be sitting here like freaking out, chewing your nails, shaking like crazy, but you're not going now, you're going next week. So it's the future that gives you your being. So it was the future of her knowing I'm never gonna finish and never get shit done and how am I gonna get out, that she was a mess from it in her head. Like, how am I gonna get it done? But once she booked the flight, now she knows, that's it, I'm leaving. Like, shit gets done or not, I'm getting on a flight. So now she knows, now this is the time and she has to fit it in. And we never think we're gonna get it all done. I don't even know if the day you leave, if you're gonna feel like you got it all done. Well, you probably will. I think you will. But it's that feeling of like getting it all done. I told you I did this time management course and they did the whole day. I spent 8 hours learning that I'm never gonna get it all done. I still haven't grasped it. But they taught us to do like 3 folders. It's like what you're doing now, what you're not doing now, and what you're never doing now. So it was like, and that you should divide your file cabinet into that because there's only what you're doing now. And basically you can have everything else into not doing now and never not doing now. So I was like, and then they did this thing, this whole pile that they wanted us to get that we're never getting it done. So when you get to the end of your day, just know you're never getting it done. I was like, that's a terrible feeling to know you're never getting it done. And to get out of that feeling, because I don't like that feeling, I have like, we have our lists. Everyone's got our lists and we have other lists and everyone's got, but I have like a little sticky note here, as you see, my little cheat sheets for my computer, that I don't, hell over high water, I don't finish my day until the sticky note's done. So I got all those big lists, but then I have like the little list, which I'm sure you have, to get through your day. Do you do that? Do you have like a list that you're like hell over high water? It's like, yeah, because if you're doing a lot, you can't get it all done. So, but there's certain things you have to get done. So I have my little sticky note here and this is the day. That's what I'm not doing. Or I'll have like, this is the task that I have to do. Okay, so SMART. This is good. If you don't already know it, I don't know if you do, but it's a good way. So thank God I was a teacher because I was able to plan a little better. I was the teacher that, I was a really good teacher, not like I have to tell you that, but really good meaning like uproared the school. I would teach the whole school at once often. And the principal would always go, Glassman, you need to do lesson plans. And I'd be like, do you have a problem with the way I teach? Because I was always cocky with my kids were so great. But I hated doing lesson plans because they took so much time and I had to write all of this shit for no reason. And I'd rather be teaching the kids or like doing an art project. So I was like bratty with the lesson plans. But I say but to kill it all off, right? We choose our words. It taught me to write SMART goals because I always had to say the students with 80% accuracy will complete this task and know how to do this. It's kind of like Clue. With the candlestick in the kitchen with Professor Plum, you got to be very specific. So that's how you want your goals to look. So that was a problem Rami had in the beginning, which still I think he comes up against it. He wants to like solve world peace a lot in big chunks. And you got to know that it's got to be measurable. It's got to be specific. It's got to be attainable. It's got to be relevant. It's got to be time bound. And if it's not, break it down more. So like when I say I'm loading my Dell computer, that was not happening. It wasn't a SMART goal. I needed to break it down more, something that was more measurable. I will call Dell and begin the starting process, because I didn't know what I was up against for that. So SMART goals, all your goals need to be SMART and really work on breaking them down.